It began with a stare that felt too deliberate to be accidental. On a crowded New York subway platform, Ethan Cole felt someone watching him with an intensity that made his skin prickle. When he turned, an elderly woman with pale eyes locked her gaze onto him and whispered words he couldn't hear. Seconds later, the train derailed in a screaming explosion of metal and fire. Ethan survived, crawling out through smoke and blood, while 12 others died behind him. That night, guilt wrapped around him tighter than fear. Back in his apartment, he found a blue eye symbol scratched deeply into his door, as if carved with a nail. Lights flickered. His phone displayed photos he never took, close-ups of his own face while he slept. The next day, a coworker who argued with Ethan slipped down the office stairs and broke his neck. Another neighbor collapsed after shouting at him in the hallway. Ethan began to notice a pattern. Whenever anger or envy was directed toward him, something terrible followed. Late one night, he checked his building's security footage. His heart froze. The same old woman stood outside the entrance, staring directly at the camera. She had been there for 3 nights straight, never blinking, never moving. The truth came wrapped in blood and family secrets. Desperate for answers, Ethan drove to Detroit to confront his estranged mother. At first, she refused to speak, her hands trembling as she stared at his face like she was seeing a ghost. Finally, she confessed that their family had been running from something for generations. The evil eye was not just a myth, it was a curse bound to their bloodline. Every firstborn son was marked at birth, washed by something ancient and patient. Old photographs revealed children who died in accidents, all with the same faint blue mark near their eyes. Ethan's mother admitted she fled cities whenever death followed too closely, hoping to confuse the curse. But it always returned. When Ethan showed her the symbol, she broke down, saying it meant the Watcher had found him. That night, Ethan discovered his birth certificate hidden in a drawer. Stamped in faded red ink was the unmistakable shape of an eye, burned into the paper itself. The house he grew up in seemed to breathe as he stepped inside. Dust-covered furniture sat exactly where it had been left decades ago, as if time refused to move forward there. As night fell, Ethan noticed eyes painted beneath peeling wallpaper, dozens of them, layered over each other like scars. Whispers crawled through the halls, softly repeating his name. In the basement, he found old videotapes recorded by his father. On screen, the man looked terrified, warning Ethan to never accept the curse, never believe it belonged to him. When Ethan paused the tape, his reflection in the dark TV glass blinked out of sync with his own eyes. Mirrors throughout the house showed versions of him smiling, crying, or staring back with empty sockets. At dawn, he fled the house, but as he drove away, every window reflected eyes watching him leave. She appeared again in New Orleans, standing beneath a flickering streetlight with no shadow beneath her feet. A local priestess confirmed Ethan's fear. The woman was a watcher, a vessel that carried the evil eye from one chosen survivor to the next. The curse thrived on attention, fear, and resistance. The more Ethan tried to expose it, the stronger it became. People recoiled when he met their gaze, instinctively turning away. That night, Ethan realized his own shadow had vanished. No matter the light source, there was nothing beneath him. The Watcher finally spoke clearly, telling him he had been spared for a reason, and that survival itself was the invitation. America began to notice. News reports surfaced of crashes, shootings, and unexplained disasters, all connected by one chilling detail. Witnesses described someone staring just before tragedy struck. Ethan understood too late that the curse had evolved. Screens replaced eyes. Cameras spread the Watcher's gaze faster than any legend ever could. A reflection of Ethan appeared in a viral video, shared millions of times overnight. As views climbed, so did the deaths. The evil eye was no longer following one man. It was watching a nation die in the Arizona desert, under a sky crowded with stars. Ethan attempted an ancient ritual meant to seal the curse. Hallucinations tore through his mind, showing cities collapsing and skies filled with blinking eyes. The Watcher appeared beside him and whispered that heroes made the strongest vessels. The ritual demanded acceptance, not resistance. Ethan felt the curse settle deeper into him, heavier than flesh. Driven to desperation, Ethan tried to end his life, believing death would break the cycle. It didn't. He survived again, only to learn the eye had transferred to his younger sister. The curse fed on love, not sacrifice. It always found a way to survive through those who cared. In the end, Ethan recorded one final message, begging people to stop watching, stop sharing, stop staring. As attention faded, the curse weakened. Ethan vanished without a trace. Years later, in California, a child drew a blue eye in crayon, looked into the camera, and smiled.